He's not done. The diabolical white supremacist known as Christopher Rufo, he's not done. I've done several videos over the past few days in regards to Christopher Rufo, the diabolical white supremacist that's behind the takedown of Claudine, the first black president of Harvard University. I did a deep dive as to all of the steps that he took, and the more I learn about him, the more diabolical I realize he is. He's behind the takedown of Nikole Hannah-Jones. Nikole Hannah-Jones, who's the author of the 1619 Project. Nikole Hannah-Jones was offered a tenure professorship over at the University of North Chapel Hill, I want to say, and she was going to be talking about race relations in America, and it's all going to be driven by her book, the 1619 Project. This was a few years ago. I believe we were still heavy in the throes of COVID-19. He got together with a white billionaire who is a Democrat and did the same thing he did to Claudine Gray to Nikole Hannah-Jones. She was the first. And then went further to work with Ron DeSantis in the state of Florida to have the 1619 Project banned from all Florida schools. It's a banned book through Moms of Liberty. Remember, I told you he also is connected to Moms of Liberty. And from there, other school districts across the United States who are in Republican states also moved to ban the 1619 Project from its school. Yeah, he drove all of that. He drove the war on woke, and he drove the war against CRT. All of that is driven by this diabolical white supremacist right here, Christopher Rufo. He's not ashamed. He's not embarrassed. He uses his Twitter account to announce what he's going to do. He uses his Twitter account, and they are so happy that that Twitter was bought by Elon Musk because, yeah, they get to do this now. You scroll through his mentions over on Twitter, he says it. Yeah, Elon Musk buying Twitter thoroughly helped out what it is that he's trying to do. And what it is that he's trying to do is completely whitewash history in American schools all across the country. He doesn't want black people in higher positions in education. He doesn't want black history taught. He doesn't want anything discussing race relations going on in school systems across the United States. This white supremacist, this racist here is behind all of it. Again, like I said, he is responsible for the public lynching and nasty and violent takedown of Claudine Gay. And he's not done. He's not happy with her resigning as president of Harvard University. How do I know? Because he tweeted about it. This is up over on his Twitter account. New: Claudine Gay might be gone as president, but she still retains a professorship at a reported $900,000 annual salary. So she must answer to serious questions about her use and potential misuse of data, which thus far she has refused to make public. So they want to completely destroy this woman. They want her completely labeled as a quack and shunned from the educational system altogether. And he's begun to take the first steps necessary to get that done. By putting this up over on his Twitter account, his soldiers will go to read the link to that article, an article that he wrote. an article that he wrote where it includes a interview that he did with this strategist. I don't know what he is. I know when I scrolled through his Twitter account, which has blown up, by the way, since he's done this interview, this thing in conjunction with Christopher Rufo, he was railing against Middle Easterns and Africans being immigrated to Daneland. And this is one of his recent tweets. Harvard receives more than that each year. He's responding to that tweet by Steven Pinker. Those donations are essentially totally useless, going to an army of DEI bureaucrats. He goes on to tweet this: instead of donating another $300 million to Harvard, some rich person could possibly become one of the most important people in history by funding a center dedicated to reducing animal suffering. Yeah, because on his Twitter account, he rails against obese people, and he tries to connect obese people to eating meat. Oh, sorry, I said Daneland. I don't know where I got that from in my head. It's Denmark. Yeah, he has an issue. He has an issue with Middle Easterns and Africans being immigrated to Denmark. Denmark keeps excellent public records and make high quality reports, so we can see from the budgets exactly how much more criminal Middle Eastern immigrants are compared to ethnic Danes. So Christopher Rufo has hooked up with that guy to try to discredit Claudine Gay's dissertation at this point. And that's what the interview is all about, that Christopher Rufo is having with the Denmark guy. So now the next step is to have her shunned, have her lose her job, have her lose her income, and just have her completely shunned from education as a whole. He's not done. Wake up, people. All of you that are talking about I'm not voting for Genocide Joe, yeah, he's the one that's pulling all of the strings that got you more focused on what's happening in another country than this country being torn from the inside out. He's not done. All of you activists, all of you allies to black women, he's not done. It's time that you get activated.